We're starting. Welcome
to Scrum. That was a different one.
I like
just
that
wanted
intro.
to throw it up a little bit.
That was Ryan. I'm John. This is Julio.
Hi. How's it going?
Howdy,
guys?
everybody. Howdy.
It's good to be here.
We're completely unscripted today, so today we're just gonna shoot the breeze.
Yeah.
Hang out with y'all. Talk about things that are. I don't know if it's gonna. Yeah, you don't have to apologize, Jim.
Much like John Keel writing the Mothman script has turned me a little insane and paranoid.
Yeah.
You haven't gone through your Ashton Kutcher phase yet, where you're like, oh, he's following me.
Nah, not that kind of paranoid. Oop.
What's that one song?
Yeah.
What's that song? Oh yeah, Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Oh.
How's that go again?
Yeah. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But I do.
I'm tone deaf, so I'm not gonna prostrate myself here before you and the listeners. That's Warpigs.
No, that's Warpigs.
You're
right. You're right. I'm getting Warpigs
you're a little off.
And Paranoid mixed up. I'm such a fake fan. Oh man. But
it happens to the best of us.
I will say this. Paranoid goes really hard when you're 13 and playing Halo at 3 a.m. at the slumber party.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Now I remember. I just played like the first 3 seconds of the song. But it was in, I think it was... Was it in Dave Mira's BMX too?
Probably.
I'm sure.
Because I remember this song all the time coming up when like I was playing a sports wheel based game. But no, it's the what do you call it? The intro to Paranoid is and it comes in with the drum. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Okay. I wonder what'll happen.
Yeah.
All right, maybe. So I'll throw out the first unabridged thing then, because that reminded me. What's a video game soundtrack you've been digging? Where I'm not really musically versed, I can tell you why I like stuff, but you know,
but I cannot tell you.
I mean, I'll tell you what I've been
like.
jamming to, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's an underappreciated part of the genre.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
My favorite, I think, is the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 soundtrack.
Oh, I mean, of course.
Unforgettable in every way.
It was the skater. It was the skater soundtrack for
or maybe it was
a lot
the
of our
one,
generation.
Or I think it was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, actually, the one with Superman. Here I am.
Was it 1 with Superman? I thought it was 2 with Superman.
It might have been 2.
Two footnotes I'm already distracting. One is that like one of the lead developers from Neversoft who made the good Tony Hawk games went on to be Mick West. He was Mick West. He is Mick West. He's a big UFO debunker now. That's how he makes his cash.
He went on to be a debunker.
He's a big debunker? Hell yeah.
It's pretty cool if you watch his YouTube videos. Like, he uses what he knows about gaming and 3D modeling to be like, no, actually, that's not a UFO.
That's fake.
If you look at the data, you can see that's a solar panel that just looks bright orange because it's being hit at exactly the right time by the sunlight. If we follow the like that, he's very cool, actually, how he uses his video game knowledge, his video game programming skills, his 3D modeling skills to be like, I don't think that was a UFO. We're getting something that looks, like another plane at a weird angle.
That's really dope. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, the soundtrack for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 did not contain Superman. That was in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Oh, okay.
One did have Primus's Jerry Was a Race Car Driver. Yeah. It also had Police Truck, which is my... Oh, no, wait. I am doubly wrong, bro.
Oh, my God.
It was Tony Pro Skater 1 did have Superman.
Oh, okay.
I was in the wrong.
Okay.
So it has Police Truck.
It's been there since the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was right there from the beginning. It indeed ignited everyone's passion to hit sick grinds and flips.
It ignited mine, I'll say that.
Yeah,
at least in the video game, right?
And at least in video games.
I mean, I think in real life, boy, we're already spiraling, but wasn't that sort of
I tried it. I've been out of skateboard.
I feel like something was in the water in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Between
for sure.
The X Games, the extremely goofy movie, Rocket Power,
yeah,
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Remember all the not Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games that they kept trying to make? Like the BMX one, the surfing one?
Yeah, all the snowboarding ones.
I was a big fan of Dave Mirra's BMX.
Really?
Extreme BMX. Yeah.
Is that the one with Slim Jim as an unlockable character?
Yes. That was in, I think, 2. You could play as the Slim Jim guy.
That's funny.
I was like, that's insane. But I just played as the other people who were totally, like, cooler BMX rider.
Yeah.
I mean, no hate to the Slim Jim guy.
Mm-hmm.
Great yellow overalls, my guy, and incredible hair.
I believe he was like a performance artist, and they were like, you have the abrasive look we want for the Slim Jim, a food that you'll want to eat because it's gonna fuck up your insides.
Yeah,
it literally tears through your stomach in the commercial.
In your body.
I mean, snap into a Slim Jim, you know?
Snap into a Slim Jim. And he does it very aggressively, like you said.
Yeah, I can't do it on mic. I think I'll either hurt my mic or make bad audio or hurt my voice.
Yeah, you're going to like blow out audio because you really got to like kind of yell it in.
It comes from down here. It's really...
From the chest,
it's lower than the diaphragm.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
higher than your chest.
Hard to beat Tony Hawk. I feel like Burnout is in a similar thing, where it's got like it doesn't have a bespoke soundtrack. It's got a jukebox soundtrack. I don't know what I'd call that.
Yeah,
it's not like a composed for the game.
Of other people's songs,
but like,
oh no, yeah, like, but what do you call it? To talk about my favorite video game OST, shoot, that's hard to say because. Because a lot of it has been.
Oh man, I have another.
Has been changing. What?
You know, I think I forget the name of this game constantly, but I remember it, and I have to Google it. And the only way I'm able to find this game is because it's got Fatboy Slim on the soundtrack.
Oh hell yeah!
So I just Google Fatboy Slim like video game soundtrack, and it'll pop up. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah. Dude, put in those exact words.
Fatboy Slim video game.
He's actively Googling it, ladies and gentlemen.
We're breaking the mold. Well, not really. No molds have been broken, but they have been reaffirmed.
Fatboy Slim video game. Yeah, there it is. Roll Cage is the name of the video game.
Roll Cage?
It was a racing video game. It was kind of Mario Kart like. You had like power ups and missiles and stuff.
It sounds
like
monkey ballish.
It's pretty crazy. It was crazy. It was like you here. Let me just copy paste this for you guys real quick for a little taste of the.
If one had that, what was 2?
Let me find it actually. Roll Cage.
Yeah, why didn't you read us some of the greats off the 2 list?
Roll Cage is back. And it's called Grip? What the hell?
What?
This is a new thing?
I mean, Roll Cage is just like a part of a car, so I...
Yeah.
No,
you played
it's the protective.
Yeah. You the idea was you were a car on like other planets and stuff, and you would like race.
Yeah. I see the design.
Back up, you were a car on other planets?
Yeah, there was like a Mars level, and like you would race on Mars.
It definitely looks very futuristic. Like it's definitely the like late 90s, early 2000 genre of racing
now that you
video
Google
game.
it, I absolutely see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's designed like the RC car that like me and my brother had. That like the tires are big enough that if it flipped over, it would. Yeah, it could drive on its.
Was that the Sidewinder?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yo.
It's basically that, yo.
Nah, not the Sidewinder. Shit, what was that car? I don't want the whole episode to just be us Googling half-remembered shit, like a bunch of old unks. But
hell yeah.
But yeah, Fatboy Slim on that soundtrack. It was a good soundtrack, that game.
I'm surprised no one said the Halo 3 Breaking Benjamin thing. Yeah, I know a lot of people who that was formative for.
I was thinking about that, because like that was also very formative for me.
Yeah.
In like 2007?
Yeah.
I believe 2007 is when
I'm sure you're
Halo
right
3 came
there.
out.
I just threw out a vibe based on how I feel about that
I
song.
mean, you're correct, too, because
Did
that's
Halo
very
3
close.
come out when we were 16, 17? What?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of
I'm
RC
old.
cars that do that now,
I'm
where they
old.
flip over.
I'm
but like,
old.
what was the original? What was the original?
Well, you're looking for that. I'll say that like I've really been. I really like. Have you guys heard of the studio Aggro Crag?
That I only know that from Guts. There's also a super. Yes, there's also a super and a mega aggro crag.
No, this is just aggro crab, like the crustacean.
Shit. No. Okay, no, I've never heard of that.
They're a really fantastic little indie dev studio up here, and they've got a couple of great games, like Going Under, which is like a game about your business, your indie startup slowly decaying until it becomes a dungeon for adventures.
Oh, I believe I've seen that game.
It's a nice
before.
roguelike
It's like
beat
a
'em up.
roguelike. Yeah,
and it's in like that corporate art style. I found that game as my family told me to leave my job because it was literally driving me crazy. So it felt good, and it's set in
spot on.
It's set in Neo Cascadia, aka definitely not Seattle.
That's cool.
Ye old Cascadia.
Yeah, but like whoever composed on that, like the end boss theme, the dark pattern is like real good. I'll still sometimes listen to it. It's like a sort of like almost a trip hop thing, and then there's a drop on later on when you get the boss who's Half-Life, and it's just like really perfectly executed. You're fighting basically Amazon Alexa, who gained sentience.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
What do you call it?
Do you guys see any good movies?
I really
lately?
like the concept behind that game, though.
It's good. I just beat another Crab's Treasure on New Game Plus, which is the other game they put out. That also, same composer, I believe, also some really sick themes.
That's cool.
Good boss fight tunes.
I saw a movie recently that I was
hit me.
looking forward to seeing.
If you talk about The Lighthouse again, I'm going to reach through the screen and strangle you.
It's like the opposite of that.
What's wrong, dude? What's wrong?
It's like the opposite of that. It was, the Pharrell Williams biopic.
The Lego one?
Oh, the Lego one?
Yeah, I was kind of excited for that. It came out finally on Netflix, and I started watching it. I watched it. I've seen it like 4 times already.
Really? You liked it that much?
I kind of love it, yeah.
Well, lay it on me. What's so great about it?
I don't know. It's fun to see Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
I'm mad at Snoop Dogg.
Why are you mad at Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
Political reasons.
He's done some
Trump?
uncouth political things.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's trying to be inoffensive about it.
So did Pharrell, man. I think about it.
Wait, really? Man. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
What did he do?
He's kind of a Zionist. He donated to Israel.
Well, not everyone can be Kendrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, well, what are you gonna do?
I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
but Kendrick Lamar's in it too. He's in it like towards the end, and it's really great.
I mean, like, he's one of the dudes that.
So why
Lego?
I guess. Like,
why did he do it in Lego?
Wasn't it he just wanted to do something like different?
Yeah. Yeah.
He just wanted to do something different.
I think
that's
like
the only reason.
Theme or message there?
Huh?
No.
The message was that
message.
The whole thing about is he wanted to take his story apart piece by piece.
Okay.
And kind of put it back together however you want it, you know?
That's pretty cool.
So the nature of abstracting his story, you know, it kind of it elevates it, I guess, in that way. But it was, yeah. I don't know, because maybe not as many people would have wanted to watch it if it had just been
it was just like actors.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I feel that
it was a cute movie. I liked it. I thought it was great.
I think it's pretty interesting to do that because I think he had the right idea since a lot of like biopics had been dropping recently.
Well, I also, and like, I'm not a huge biopic fan, so I'm probably the last person you should go to for this advice. But I've heard it said that like people are still like, you can't do a biopic post Walk Hard.
Yeah,
Walk Hard made fun of every biopic.
Yeah,
trope.
It made every single biopic. It hit every note
so thoroughly
and
so perfectly.
I love
you watched that.
It's in a.
I watched that with John, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like John C. Reilly, but like I said, I'm not super into biopics, so I wasn't sure how funny a movie making fun of biopics would be for me. But it's fantastic, of course.
It's really good. Hilarious.
They hit the nail on the head when they dropped that movie, because it was just like, it's so funny with how spot on like they construct the movie, but then like filling it with just really good jokes throughout is super funny.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite jokes is like when he's like trying to his friend's talking about doing weed, and he's like,
trying to talk him out of doing drugs.
Yeah, it's like, it's not gonna make me not be able to have sex, right? Make sex even better.
They're doing.
I don't want to get addicted on it. It's not habit forming. Well, I mean, like, I like eating. It makes food taste great. Now I'm thinking I really want to try it. You don't want any of this.
You don't want any. It's an excellent skewing of all those scenes in those movies where people are just like, if you have weed once, you're going to become...
It's the gateway drug.
You're going to be so strung out. It definitely was the weed that caused them to have a crash out, not the immense pressure and weird...
It's not the stress of like trying to keep
Sartesian
up with...
eye of the other constantly being upon you in every movie,
Yeah.
It was definitely drugs and not the culture.
Yeah, I mean... Let's be honest, the fucking music industry was crazy back then and is now.
Yeah.
But, like, I just love that they continue that bit, but then with harder drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, again, it's playing into the same message of, like, oh, yeah, it was the drugs that made him do it.
Yeah.
But, like, at that point, like, Dewey Cox was already, like, which is John C. Reilly's character's name. He's already like crashing out due to all the crazy things that are happening.
I see now how easy it is to accidentally cut yourself in half.
Oh, his dad.
His tragic backstory.
His dad cut himself in half. Oh man,
that shit's so funny.
So great.
I see how easy it is now to cut yourself in half. But to go back to, I mean, incredibly long turnaround, but
it's a ramble episode.
Yeah, we're rambling. We're rambling today.
Going back to video game OSTs again.
Yes, we were going to ask you about yours.
Yeah, thinking about it is just like going back to, again, Dave Mirra's Freestyle BMX too.
So what were some of the hits on that then that really like?
I'll tell you some of the big hits. Some of the big hits were like we spoke earlier, this is the game that I was thinking of. It was Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Oh, wow. Fantastic!
Whenever that song comes on, when I started a run, I was just like, hell yeah. But the other thing, because this is a pretty good track list, they got Wake Up by Rage Against the Machine.
Good choice.
They have Awake by Godsmack. Oh, they're amazing. Make No Difference by Sum 41. Good song. But, I mean, like, they were all over, they were kind of all over the radio in the 90s, but, like, Doing Time by Sublime, which I feel like was a more like off radio track.
I have some lore to drop.
Oh,
like
about Sublime?
Like
about my brother, but yes, involving Sublime.
Your brother likes Sublime.
But really quick, I feel like Doing Time was a song that they didn't put on radio as often, and it only came on radio after who's the artist that did the cover of Doing Time?
You got me there. Sorry, we're really in one of my knowledge holes.
Yeah, it's a really like current female rap artist. Rap artist? I'm not sure. Hold on, let me just again. We're freeballing it. So, not rap artist. It was Lana Del Rey.
Oh shit, Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, but Lana Del Rey did it's still the same BPM, I think, but it feels slower due to the different backing track to it. So again, sorry, on top of that, what's interesting is that this version of Doing Time is the one that is performed with Farside,
No
which
way.
is
That's
really
bizarre.
cool. Yeah, it's not their version of Doing Time, which is like their original mix. They put on the Far Side remix, and I was like, that's sick. So that got me into Far Side and Sublime a bit more.
The Far Side,
then they
right?
had A Tribe Called Quest with Bugging Out, which is dope as fuck.
Yeah.
And then She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult, Hypocritical by Methods of Mayhem, All My Fault by Phoenix TX, and then Moment of Truth by Gangstar, which is like incredible soundtrack.
I have not thought about Gangstar in a year, in a decade.
Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy. It's crazy how this this game had like a really cool fucking soundtrack behind it. But go ahead, what's your story about your brother and
I
Sublime?
don't want to put him on blast too much, but I can't listen to Sublime anymore.
Oh no.
One summer, my brother... Oh, God, this is going to make him sound like a monster. I'm so sorry, Oliver. He's fine.
Constantly?
He was in middle school. Every middle school boy is a gross monster. But he was listening to like a Sublime playlist and playing World of Warcraft basically every day. Don told us the entire summer.
I've been there.
I've been there too. Like, I'll be real.
Yeah, we rotate.
Probably just, I'm 4 years older than him. Probably just 4 years before that summer. I was there. Just now it's Sublime. But I just so associate that the big, I don't know what the name of the album is, but it's the album with the LA Riot song and Ain't Got No Santeria, like their first big hit
Santeria.
I associate that sound so much with the smell of my brother's BO and World of Warcraft. It's just like I can't listen to it. It just takes me
is that
back
the
to
one
that
with
room.
Amber is the color of your energy?
Maybe.
No, that's 311.
Oh, that's 311. Again,
that's
my
311,
90s bands mixed up.
I love you, Oliver. Okay. Peace. We've all been middle school. Everyone here has been a middle school boy. It sucks.
Yeah, no, we've all been.
We forgive
there.
trespasses.
I feel like I was a little less stinky, but
yeah.
Yeah. But now, like, I think an OST that I'm super vibing with right now is, since I'm playing it a bunch, is Night Rain.
Yes. How is Night Rain?
So, yeah, Elden Ring Night Rain is an incredibly fun spin-off game. Like, it's the formula of Elden Ring or every FromSoft game post Dark Souls or post Demon Souls, where it's, you have a light attack, heavy attack, weapon, special attack, and then your left hand weapon, if you have one, attack. And then you can run, and now you can jump, which is similar to
new technology.
Sekiro. Yeah, new tech. But like they've combined a lot of elements from their previous games into this one to kind of create a version of what that is very interesting, and it flows very well. So like the biggest things to take away from this is, one, you like run faster than a horse.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. You run faster than a horse, and like the whole concept of Night Rain is it's a roguelike, right?
I did not know that. It's a roguelike Dark Souls?
It's a roguelike Dark Souls.
That's incredible.
You go through a map. It's like the same map every time you drop.
Is it multiplayer or am I tripping?
No, it's definitely multiplayer.
Okay.
It's definitely multiplayer.
Yeah, you can summon.
Like it's no, not summon.
Oh, really?
It's like you're with your teammates the whole time.
Wow.
It's encouraged to do multiplayer because that's how it's built for, right? So you go in with a team of 3, including yourself. And it's got like, they incorporate battle royale elements, which is interesting in the sense that like there's a ring that closes in, and then you have to travel through the map, gaining experience, leveling up, picking up weapons
that
for
sounds
yourself.
Incredible.
No, it's very fun. It's very fun. And then like even exploring the small map that they give you, there's like a lot of interesting nooks and crannies to run and walk around in.
As someone who has not played Elden Ring yet, I know, because I want to play it with my partner, do I need to beat Elden Ring to play Night Rain?
Not at all.
Okay.
Night Ring is a completely separate experience.
Really?
Yeah, it's a completely separate experience, isolated from the Elden Ring lore, and it sits in its own lore. They're connected vicariously through like the events that they're doing, but they're not affected like by each other. So nothing in Elden Ring occurs in Night Rain.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in Night Rain you can,
but it's not like even a new game. I assumed for some reason it was like a new game plus for Elden Ring.
There is a new game plus for
no, but like I had to beat Elden Ring to unlock. For some reason.
No. Night Rain is a standalone game that does its own thing, and it does it very well. It's very
dope, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The thing that is most different is that you don't create your own character. You instead choose from a roster of characters that have their own unique abilities, and like they specialize in certain things.
Okay, so that begs the question: who's your favorite? Who's your main?
Oh, my favorite from it?
Yeah.
It has to be Iron Eye. Iron Eye is the bow user. He's the archer. And again, since they went in a completely different direction with how characters work in this game, they like encompass a class, right? So since he's the archer, he has a unique bow moveset. He one, he shoots faster, and two, his heavy attack is a 3 arrow spread.
Hell yeah!
He goes like full Legolas on that shit. Like he'll turn it sideways and he'll pull, and then 3 arrows will fly out. Just a little tip for anybody who's playing him is that if you're up close, you'll tag mostly anything that's like a large creature with all 3 arrows. But if you're from if you're from a mid distance, the arrows will track on like enemies that are close to your locked on target. So you can be safe to fire off 3 arrows and it'll adjust its angle to fly straight towards the 2 and 3, like the second and third enemies that are like by the side of the enemy you're hitting. So like it does little things when you pull that attack on groups of targets. But yeah, Iron Eye is a very cool character. His character skill is that since he's an assassin, he marks targets with a.
Is that like a passive, or is that?
X. No, it's his active.
Okay.
His passive. What was his passive?
Are there passives? Again, I haven't played it yet.
No,
there
are definitely passives. I just forgot what his passive was at the moment. But for his character active skill is that he does a dash and he'll cut an enemy for a little bit of damage, but he leaves a red X on them. And then if you and your teammates do enough damage to him, because it's scaled off of like a percentage of the enemy's like total health, if you pop the mark on the enemy, it does like an additional huge percentage of their max health damage. So he's great for like going in, marking enemies, and then whittling them down until they lose like a huge chunk of health. And then like he's very like, he brings to the table an interesting synergy with like the other characters that will.
It sounds like a pretty unique kit compared to the others.
Yeah, and then he has an ultimate art skill. He pulls out a great bow, and then he fires a gigantic arrow that causes a whirlwind in its path.
It sounds kind of MOBA-y almost, or arena hero shooter, because you've got a passive, you've got an active, you've got an ultimate.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely taking little bits from hero shooters, but like it implements them in a way that doesn't take you out of Elden Ring's like overall established lore and theme, right? Like all of these powers and all of these like abilities that these characters have feel very in tune with like the world of Elden Ring. Another character I enjoy playing a lot is Raider. Raider's the big guy, right? He's the strength focused build.
The tank or the
not the tank. The tank belongs to the Eagle Man, like an actual bird man.
Wait.
Yeah.
Why is there a bird man?
They were introduced in this game as a new species, but they're called the pinion folk.
Okay, sure. Birds have pinions, sure.
Yeah, he's like a 7'5" tall eagle man, and he brandishes a great shield and a halberd. And his passive ability is that he if you're guarding and you hit the dodge button, you will enable a strengthened position. You'll move slower and you'll slowly deplete
Okay, sure.
stamina.
What's the dwarf? What's it called for Dwarven Defender in 3.5? Tower stance or shield stance, whatever it was. Maybe it's just defensive stance.
Yeah, you can equate it to that, because what it does is that even though you're slowly draining stamina, any attacks that hit your shield, because normally when you're playing a Souls game, if you're just blocking with your shield, you'll, depending on the shield's quality, you'll deflect the attack, but you'll lose a massive amount of your stamina, right? Taking that block. With him, if you take the stance, a lot of the attacks that hit you will only like take up maybe like a 30th of your stamina bar. Like, you can take a lot of hits from large creatures to the point of like effectively nullifying their assault on your team, especially if you take aggro.
Yeah, it sounds like a very fun tank class. Says a tank player in video games and tabletop games.
Pinion folk.
He's super very cool. His active character skill is that he uses his like one good wing to create a small hurricane that knocks up like medium-sized characters and then drags them into the center of the hurricane. So you can do a lot of like extra damage to a group of enemies that you run into. And then his ultimate skill is that he flies into the air and then dive bombs into the area. And if you just dive bomb, you'll do a ton of like a ton of revival damage, because your allies could go down in fights, right?
Yeah.
And then you have a chance to pick them up. His dive bomb is able to like pick up your allies from any level of down state. So going down will earn you like a bar of revival HP, which is how many times your allies have to hit you before you get back up. By the way, reviving your ally is beating away the darkness that's like trying to consume them.
Okay, all right, that sounds a little janky.
They're being swarmed by the night. So like, but it sounds janky. And sometimes when you're trying to attack them, depending on like if you're not ready to attack them, it could feel a little janky, but it totally meshes in super well. But yeah, going down multiple times will increase how much HP your revival bar requires to be depleted, right?
Yeah.
To the point where like if you're down 3 times, it's almost like impossible to pick up your ally if you're like in the middle of a boss fight.
Yeah.
So his ultimate ability does a ton, like an absolute ton. I saw the numbers today and I think it was 1,399
for context
damage.
What's like a basic attack do?
Like a basic attack, if you're reviving someone, does like 10.
Okay, wow, so that's fucking huge. That's incredible.
So it's huge. Yeah, it's incredibly huge. So it instantly revives your allies. And that's only if you just dive bomb. But if you dive bomb and you hold the input, right?
Sure.
Of your ultimate attack, instead of immediately getting up, he keeps the stance of when he crash lands, and a large area around him is emitted as an aura effect, and it gives everyone invincibility for that period of time.
That's okay. Julio has just dropped some character art in the chat for us, and that is a pretty cool fucking looking bird person.
Yeah.
Ain't he?
It's
Ain't
crazy.
He dope?
They got Aarakocras now. in Elden Ring. That's so cool.
I think the thing I love about him the most is that his voice actor is Indian, so he has a kind of clear accent that's like very it's very nice. It's soothing.
Yeah, I like the Indian accent.
That's cool.
If I could, I hope I'm not like doing something that's like a microaggression, but like I don't know.
I love his armor though.
Yeah, it's very cool looking, even for Dark Souls. Like I expected it to be more overstated and kind of a mess with the wings and stuff like that. It looks very nice.
No,
I might have to get into this, Ryan. I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, it's a very good game. Very fun. Like it definitely does the thing where it does the usual thing with Dark Souls where like, oh, you lose to a boss and like, you feel kind of bad.
I mean, that's roguelikes, right? Like sometimes the shit just doesn't line up.
Sometimes shit doesn't line up. But like usually with Dark Souls, like when you beat a boss, you're just like, yeah, amazing, right? Like, but in Night Rain, due to the nature of it being a roguelike, like defeating a boss like is so much more like
Well, yeah, because
so
it sounds like
much
people are
more
relying on you too.
dopamine injected.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be the person who fucking beeps it
No, of course
and then
not.
cost 2 other people their playthrough or whatever.
You will have that time though. You
I'm
will
sure,
be
I'm
the
sure.
guy. I've been that guy a few times in a few runs, but yeah. It's very cool. It's very interesting how they did it. Like, you can still collect talismans. You can only collect 2 talismans in this game, like in Dark Souls 1.
Okay.
Talismans give you additional effects, which modify your character's abilities. They can range from upping your resistances to like poisons or a sleep effect, or like giving you extra damage when you proc a bleed effect on someone in the area, right?
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, the weapons now all spawn with random passives attached to them that will affect your character even if you're not actively wielding them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you can get an axe, and you know, you could be the archer, but if this axe has an ability, a passive ability that says, "Oh, your projectile fall off damage is reduced by 40%," you can keep it in your back pocket and never use it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that'll still take effect on your character, which is incredibly cool.
That is fun.
And since you can have 6 slots of armaments, you can have up to 6 different passive buff abilities on your character. Of course, like there is some caveats to the passive system. There is a unique icon that appears on your passives, which is a red square with a hand on it,
Okay.
which means that it has to be in hand and it has to be used in order to get the effect.
Oh.
But these effects are usually like very specific. It's either like, oh, if you hit an enemy, you'll get HP, or if you hit an enemy, you'll regain FP, which is like your mana.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you hit an enemy with this weapon specifically in your hand, you will start to apply a sleep debuff on them. So there's that kind of caveat with the passive system, and it's all very cool, and it all kind of blends in very interestingly.
Cool.
Definitely give the game a try. But the most, going back to the subject of it, like Night Rain's OST is
that's right. That's how we got here.
Incredible. Yeah, that's what we got. Look, I kept it in the back, so we can come back to it. But Night Rain's OST is incredible. It's one of like the best that FromSoft has come out with. Who's the
composer? Do you?
It's a number of composers.
Okay.
Like that. Like each song is composed. I think there's like a total of maybe like 4 composers, but like they've all done like a different boss song. Let's see. Composer is. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 5. So it's so the composers for Night Rain is Shoi Miyazawa, Tai Tomisawa, Soma Tanizaki, Yoshikazu Takayama, and Yuka Kitamura.
Okay.
They've all done like certain boss songs and like hub music and general like going through the world or doing certain things, background music in the game. But like I'm telling you, these boss themes are insane.
For the show notes, like we should pick a few of our favorites and throw them in there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because we can't do it here because we'll get in trouble.
Yeah,
you'll have to listen to them on your own, dear listener.
Yeah. Well, we don't have that kind of cash. Listen, but yeah, I mean, like if I'm gonna say something, if I'm gonna put out a song from fucking Night Rain, it will have to be it'll have to be for the boss fight for Fissure in the Fog.
Now, what's
which
that
is the
fight
expedition
like,
name?
Vaguely.
Fissure in the Fog.
Yeah, the
Tell us about the boss
expedition
monster.
name.
We're the monster podcast. Tell us about the monster.
All right, okay. So in Fish of the Fog, your expedition will lead you to fighting an ancient
Okay.
ice dragon. He is like, he can be considered like grandfather status of like the dragons that you fought up to this point. He's massive, has incredible control over the element.
Yeah.
Over his element, and it is an incredible boss fight. Visually and gameplay wise, one of the most enjoyable dragon fights that you could possibly
Now, I've
have.
played through some good dragon fights.
Yeah. No, this guy will impress you.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the mixture of his attacks and like the music that you're listening to, the orchestra that's like going on in the back. That is, it is, as they say on the internet, it's absolute cinema. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Like, he has an amazing song attached to him. Yeah, it and the opening to the fucking fight too is very cool, because like the arena that you fight all the bosses in, the final bosses in, are all the same. It's a expansive, just like an infinite sand dune, but it's gray, so maybe an ash dune. Who knows?
Yeah, that sounds on theme for
yeah, but it's like it goes on forever, and you enter the arena and it's covered in mist, in a blue mist, and as you walk forward, and then it slowly starts to clear, and you see the silhouette of the giant dragon, the ice dragon. He's just sitting there, and then it just opens up, wings spread out, and then it clears, and you're in the fight, and it's very cool.
Yeah, that sounds dope as hell.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's super cool. So that's his song. I recommend. Very cool. And then also the song for the Equilibrious Beast.
Jeez.
Which is, yeah. In which his, I mean, like a lot of his boss fight is very cool. But like a big element to it is that you'll enter the arena.
Yeah.
And you'll run into this very like odd, lumpy man that is covered in robes and holds a scale, and he'll ask to make a deal with you. And you're given
equilibrious.
Yes. And he'll ask if you want to make a deal. So he'll give you 3 selections, or you can choose not to make a deal. But if you make a deal, of course you have to take a detriment to what you take in turn, right?
Okay.
So you give and you take. So depending on what you do, something could happen to you. You can be debuffed, you could lose something, but you'll gain something in return. And then the fight starts, and then his lumpy body starts to grow, and he tears out of his robes, and he turns out to be a gigantic, muscular goat man. That starts to fucking...
Goat man!
Yeah.
It's always a goat man.
Goat man. Yeah, and then he'll start throwing crazy attacks, and his soundtrack goes fucking insane. It goes insane. Because it switches depending on what's happening, and then when he goes into a second phase, and there's just so much like chaos in the mix. It's very cool.
That's cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds like a big boss fight.
I googled the Equilibrious Beast, and it looks pretty dope. Yeah, it's a dope design. Cool. Yeah,
he's a cool guy. If you want to share that with John, you can.
Yeah, drop it in there for my benefit.
Let me see here. That's a good one. Let's see. Let me just go video of him, actually.
And you know what? Yeah. Halo 3's main theme, which is just Halo's main theme, that shit rocks.
Yeah.
Not the Breaking Benjamin song, but yeah.
Yes, it's classic.
The chorus? Hell yeah, dude.
Yep.
Again, shaped the thousands for us. The aughts.
Yeah.
How
about you, Julio? You've been playing anything lately?
I've been playing a lot of For Honor still.
Still For Honor.
Hey,
yeah,
it's a staple.
I play like 2 games. I play Magic the Gathering Arena and For Honor.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna guess there's
all good.
I've been trying to play more Elden Ring, but it's so damn hard.
Yeah.
And I don't have the steam in me for it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll play this. Maybe I'm sure I'll play Night Rain.
It sounds like we could team up, unless I missed my guess.
I'd be down for that. Yeah, I would love to do that.
They make it incredibly easy to just go in with 2 of your friends.
Yeah,
I
so you don't have to do anything.
3-player. Boy, we're speeding back towards corner, but like, sort of nice that it's 3-player and not 4, so you can just you need one less friend.
I guess
there's been I don't know. I always felt like it's interesting when they give us like the odd number multiplayer game, because it's like, yeah, this is perfect amount for like the people that I keep most in contact with.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I like the option to have 4. I would like the option to do 4, but you know,
yeah, I mean that's
hey,
totally
always
fair.
A patch
totally
or a
fair.
fan mod or an expansion away, you know.
Yeah. Because that's the kind of game I would love to make, you know, that a 4-player like type of co-op-y game where you create like a squad, like a D&D squad, go on adventures and shit. That'd be fun. But yeah. Oh man, let's see here.
But what do you call it? I mean, you and John, if you and your partner are going to go through Elden Ring. You can use the seamless co-op mod, which is very cool.
It's pretty
because Elden Ring still follows the Dark Souls style multiplayer, which is like you can only summon them in certain areas, and there will be like barriers in certain areas that'll prevent you from going into other areas, which is super sucks.
I'll be real with you. We were going to level in lives it. We were going to switch off. I didn't even know you could play together.
Yeah. But yeah, someone made a mod. Thankfully, they created a mod in which you can just have that person in your world the whole time and just go through the whole game together.
Yeah.
Without having to unsummon and resummon. It's very convenient, but also incredibly cool.
Convenient is important, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just know that the save files between that mod and the regular game are not shared. So if you like plan to do anything solo afterwards, you have to use the mod version of the game.
Yeah.
And not the regular version of the game, or else you won't have your save there.
Good to know. Let's see.
Just my suggestion to you.
Yeah, we'll do. Honestly, I'm stoked now. I had no idea that was even an option.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man.
Any other music?
Oh man,
I've also been. I just beat it for the 4th time, and you can beat it in a couple of days. It's not very long. It's also only $10 on Steam. But I've been playing Look Outside.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
Which is an old school RPG with a really great custom chiptune soundtrack. Where something horrible is in the sky, you can't look outside for 15 days. You got to try to survive your apartment as a Lovecraftian horror unfolds.
Look Outside.
Yeah. And it's got like Mother style RPG combat. It's one of the interesting aspects about it is, you know how in most games you get your party members when you get your party members, they're scripted events.
Yeah.
Most of the party
you'll run into them.
Most of the party members in this game you get when people knock on your door. asking for help, and the door knocks are random events. So like I've never had the same composition twice.
That's cool.
So it's like, yeah, it's great. I can't recommend it enough.
Huh.
Very cool.
$10, eh? Can't go wrong
$10.
with that.
It's made in RPG Maker from the people who made what was the name of that game where you get to be the thing?
Oh, Carry On.
Yeah.
Carry
It's made
On,
from the same dev as Carrion, so it's like it's really good.
Carry
That's
On
cool.
is great.
I can see it. I can see the art
yes, the
carry
art
over
is
into this
amazing.
game.
Really great sprites, lots of good jump scare. It's a horror game. It has. I didn't think you could do a horror RPG, but this one really works.
That's cool.
Like, trust me, they've been doing. Oh, so that's where that face comes from. I've been seeing people like it's the look that I'm guessing what the main character gives when he looks outside the window.
Oh, slap it down for me, and I can confirm.
Let me see. Let me see if I can get
$10 on
He's
Steam, made in RPG Maker. Almost certainly your computer can run it.
Yeah.
If you love horror
Don't
RPGs, worry. I've played it almost back to back 4 times to the end. Real good.
If you have a potato of a computer, don't worry about it. Okay. Hold on. Can I just pull this image? No, I can't. Can I copy this image? Will it look okay?
Yeah,
yes, 100% correct.
Yeah,
this is
I've seen that being posted around a few times, and it gets a chuckle out of me.
It's great.
I didn't know it was from this game, but that's very cool.
Yeah. And again, to stay on topic, really great chiptune soundtrack.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
I've been trying to play other games. But
Anything caught your eye? Real quick footnote, I want to talk about the monsters in this game, but I can't do so without spoiling a lot of great
I see.
Jump scares, so
great moments.
Maybe we'll circle back to this later. But yeah, what else have you been looking at, Julio?
What else have I been looking at? Oh man. I guess as games as far as games go, Magic the Gathering. So I've been enjoying some of the new Final Fantasy cards. They added some Final Fantasy to Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. How's it treating you?
I thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun thing to do, but
Is it a secret lair or a whole set, or?
I think it's a secret lair. It's a full set. Well, they have some cards that are original, and some are just like other Magic the Gathering cards that have been reskinned.
Yeah.
Like I think one was really cool. Was a Squall. They added Squall, and he's black white.
Wait, Squall? I guess it's Final Fantasy. I was gonna say he's not from Final Fantasy VII, but it's just Final Fantasy, right?
He's from 8, yeah. They added from all the games, I think. It was pretty cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one right here. Let me see here.
Are there any new mechanics introduced in the set? Why is it speaking to you?
It's got a lot of some cards. The mechanics. I haven't really gotten to know it that well, but there's this one. Let me see here. It didn't paste that good, but that's the Squall card.
All right, let's take a look at this. So
he's a human knight mercenary.
He's a white.
That's
black,
a lot of titles.
Yeah.
He's a white-black card for those of you at home.
That's Orza, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm reading his effect.
Yes, me too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Whenever Squall deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card with a mana value of 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's pretty alright.
Yeah, if you have a lot of 3 mana value cards, I guess, yeah.
I'm going to be a little bit of a dick here. Stranger Things magic card.
Yeah.
Let's just see. So he is weaker than 11 from Stranger Things.
Wow.
Damn. 11 is tough.
11's a 3/5.
What colors is 11 in Magic?
Red, black, blue.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
He's weaker than
cool
Sheriff Hopper. That's funny as fuck. So Sheriff Hopper just doing police brutality to Squall.
Look, man. Don't bully him.
Yeah. They had a Vivi.
He's just an anime boy. Looking
Vivi
for his anime girl.
I just Magic is great. I love a good Commander game, but it's very fun. The Stranger Thing cards have never sat well with me because it seems he's about on par with Steve Harrington. It's just really funny to me that you can like cast like Boil Alive or Lightning Bolt on a literal child.
Yeah. This one's great too.
Aw, Vivi, yay.
Yeah, Vivi's in it, and he's blue-red.
I guess we have to ask
everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to get booed because of what my answers are, but this is the time to ask, what's your favorite Final Fantasy?
Ooh. Well, since I played a lot of... since I've played a lot of 9 has to be probably my favorite.
Just because it's the most you've played, or just any part about 9 speak to you?
I really enjoyed a lot of 9. I never got to finish it. I'm like on disc 4. But yeah, I still have the memory card, so it's possible to go back and do that.
We should pick that up. We should turn that into a thing.
So there's 9, and then since it's like it's still a Final Fantasy game. It's got the title on it, but GameCube's Crystal Chronicles is my incredibly favorite.
That's what.
Hell yeah!
I was going to say that because I was sure I was going to get shit for it, but I love Crystal Chronicles and Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and I've played 7, I've played 10, I've played 10-2. I've played a lot of 3, 4. Like I've played a lot of Final Fantasies, and I just like Tactics Advance, and Crystal Chronicles are the one that I keep coming back to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think 7 was my favorite. I don't know.
7's probably really good. I haven't played the 7 remake, but I watched my roommate play the first disc.
7 and 8 were really good. I liked 8 too.
I've
that's the one with Squall,
8.
right? The one with 8.
Yeah, 8's with Squall.
I think it's my favorite looking one because it looks. That's when like they started really like working on the character models. I think.
Yeah, because 7 was still like the chibi style in the
blocky, yeah.
Which has a charm to it.
PlayStation 1.
It still looks fine, I think, but
it was a hallmark of its time.
Very cartoony and fun, yeah.
Like 8 came out on the PS2. Yeah. And I think it came out like late into the PS2, so like it had a lot of time to learn a lot about the hardware, so it utilized a lot of it and looks incredible.
Yeah.
So you're right about that. But Crystal Chronicles, though, Crystal Chronicles,
super repetitive gameplay, but oh man, is it one of my
I don't
favorite...
give a fuck. It's amazing. It's incredible. I love that fucking game.
The vibe. Talk about a great Saturday sleepover game.
I think I have a friend who would say Kingdom Hearts would be his favorite.
Ooh, I think that's contentious.
It is, yeah, a little bit.
That is contentious. That's. I could also kind of maybe I can guess the friend, but like, come on, let's be honest. Like Kingdom Hearts is a Kingdom Hearts game, buddy. It features Square Enix characters. You can't.
Yeah, it's a Disney game.
It's like saying I don't know. It's like saying a show that had like a guest. Like had a crossover episode with someone else was like a better like episode of that show. It's like, oh, I was watching Columbo and then they had a crossover with Family Matters, but it was honestly the best Family Matters episode they've had.
Probably.
Well, yeah,
you can't
Columbo
say that,
was
dude.
There.
Yeah, you can't say that because it's like, oh, Kingdom Hearts is the best Final Fantasy. Yeah, it's because you like Sora more.
Shout out to listener and sometimes guest Spizzy Rich, who is my Crystal Chronicles buddy, along with my brother and his brother.
Bro, Crystal Chronicles, I love that game so much. The only trouble was finding people with enough wires and enough Game Boys to play.
It was a mess to set up. It was a fucking headache.
It was a headache, but
and
like
the remake
when you got it going,
fucked up. And one of the few ways you really
the remake fucked up on the fucking Switch, dude. They fucked all that shit up.
It wasn't on this. So they remade this game.
They ruined the Switch version. What?
So they remade this game. They made it for mobile, PlayStation, and Switch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But the way the game works is you didn't keep your level ups or your story progression when you played with friends.
Yeah,
weird.
They fucked it up.
So, like, if you ever, we have gone full circle.
So if you joined, yeah,
to like leaving your PlayStation on all night for weeks so that your save file doesn't get deleted because mom wouldn't buy you a memory card. Like,
it's a travesty what they did with the Switch version. Like
that sucks.
Yeah, like we finally had online play.
How could they fuck that up?
No progression.
Yeah.
How could they fuck that up?
Sorry, only the host gets to progress. It's like, you kidding me, dude?
The problem we encountered is that meant like every time I had logged in, even if I was playing the same character, I didn't get my level up. So like my friend would be level 10, and I we stopped for lunch. I come back.
You come back as
and
like
I'm back
1.
to level 1. Yeah, like it was.
It's the worst. Dude.
It may have been patched out since then, but a real boneheaded mistake.
No way.
A real goof up.
I think that was something that they just did not bother to fix.
That sucks.
I think they underestimate how much people love that game.
Yeah. I thought it was just me, so the fact that you said yes is like,
no, brother, I'm right there.
You
with
heard me
man.
fucking probably howl. Sorry, editing Julio in the future. That's gonna suck. So
no, it was a good howl. It was proper hype applied.
So we're almost out of time. What was your favorite species?
My favorite species, I love the little. I don't know if that was their name. The little like turnip people.
The Lilties, the little warrior race.
Yeah, the Lilties. There you go.
I see.
I love them because my favorite character design was the Buckethead Knight.
Yes.
That guy was my dude.
I loved the Spellcaster Owl Muppet race.
Oh, yeah.
Whose name I also can't remember right now, but it was good stuff.
Yeah, those guys are really good.
Also a good soundtrack, by the way, by...
Yeah.
There we go. Dude. Full circle. One of my favorite soundtracks.
Oh my god, Crystal Chronicles soundtrack.
I think it's Kumi Tanioka is the composer, who also did like 11 and stuff.
Don't know names, but
I don't know. I'm musically stupid, so I'm really flying out here. We need my friend Cornelius on the show. He's great at this stuff.
Yeah, composer for Crystal Chronicles. You created one hell of a soundtrack.
Yes.
The opening track to the caravan leaving the first day.
Yeah. With the hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah. So good. I think my absolute favorite bits of Crystal Chronicles is once you get the multiplayer going and you look down at your Game Boy Advance and you see that you have a little bit of the map that that everyone has to kind of
you gotta hold your Game Boys together and
one guy has all the treasure marked, one guy has all the enemies marked, one person has the actual map, and then one person has the bestiary.
Which helps because then you know the weaknesses, and it's Final Fantasy, so they're elemental attacks,
and it's like,
team-ups.
This is so fucking fun.
Also, I know the gameplay, people knock it, but I love the fact that you can... it takes you have to be in the room, and this isn't the reason online play didn't work, you have to be really coordinated, but casting a spell where the other person's casting a spell, they can combine for a bigger spell. Like a really simple, a really great way to feel like you're doing those big team-up finisher attacks.
Together.
Yeah.
It's the best. Like mixing your... like getting 4 of you to mix fire together to make Firegrow.
Yeah.
That shit rocked. Or creating like gravity, or hitting them with like Blizzard 2.
Yes.
I'm using like every name from every Final Fantasy version.
We know what you mean. Well, we're
just to really slam it home.
We're about done here. Do we have anything else to say?
Oh man. Thank you.
No, I still want to keep talking about Crystal Chronicles. But yeah, I mean, I guess if we have to fucking tie up the episode.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you, listener, for listening.
Go play Crystal Chronicles, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll
go to your local secondhand store.
Get 4 Game Boy Advances, a GameCube.
Yeah.
This is why we can't ever play it again.
4 cable connectors.
Yeah.
Fun fact, we can play it again. I have a GameCube. Well, my GameCube is kind of on the fritz right now. I have to fix, I think, the laser on it to read discs properly. But I do have a Wii that backwards compatibility. I have 4 Game Boy Advances and I have 4 wires.
Holy shit, Ryan!
All
right. We're going to Vegas.
Can go down.
I guess we gotta.
It can go down, but Yeah, go grab a GameCube. Go grab a copy of Crystal Chronicles. The GameCube would be tremendously more expensive than the copy of Crystal Chronicles, I assure you, because I'm sure no one is looking for a copy of Crystal Chronicles to GameCube. Invite three of your most closest friends that you like to yell at.
Yeah.
Make sure you have one friend who's Team Mom, because you need a chalice carrier. But we're like way into the weeds. Yeah. It's going to be, if you haven't played Crystal Chronicles, this is not going to make any sense at this point. We're in deep.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We're deep in the deep lore.
But thank you, listener, for listening.
Thank you, Jesse Sanders, for creating our theme song.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse. Thank you, John, for being here. Thank you, Ryan, for being here.
No problem.
Check out our link tree if buy our merch on Redbubble. We'd appreciate it.
And
it's on there.
It's on there.
Why don't we each drop 3 of our favorite tracks in the show notes?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and
I got you.
Yeah. What else? Donate if you can. We'd appreciate it. Tell your friends about us. Mostly, we'd appreciate that. And
again, if you've ever written a comment, we'll read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for telling your friends. Thank you for sneaking us onto your friends' podcast, your podcatchers and shit. And
yeah.
We'll see y'all next time. Oh yeah, I guess I should make this announcement too. Actually,
okay.
We're going weekly.
We're gonna try to go weekly.
We're gonna go weekly. See what happens.
Yeah, we're hitting the big 100 soon.
Yeah,
so
we are.
Yes.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Might as well see what.
But
what it do with the 100?
Yeah. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Watch Columbo.
Fuck ice. Watch Columbo.
Yeah. Fuck
Be
ice.
cool.
Watch Columbo.
To people. I think that's a good ethos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.